Hi everyone, so the first thing I'm doing as always is prepping the eye area for the products to come, and to do that today I'm using the Wet n Wild Photofocus Eyeshadow Primer. I've just picked up a little on my brush and I am brushing it along anywhere that I'll be applying eyeshadow. Then I'm setting that primer in place just to make sure that the shadows don't crease or smudge and last all day long. And my powder of choice today is the Essence All About Matte Compact Fixing Powder. Really cheap but very effective. I got lots of questions for another tutorial using the Naked Heat eyeshadow palette, so here we are. The first shadow I'm taking is called Ounce and it's the lightest shade in the palette, and I'm using that to just subtly highlight the brow bone area. So I'm using a flat C-shaped brush just to pack on the product and then I'm blending it down towards the crease. Next I'm taking Sauced, which is a light sort of orange toned brown. It's matte and it makes a really nice transition shade. So I've just picked up a touch of this shadow on my fluffy blending brush, and with a mix of circular motions and windshield wiper motions, I'm blending this colour into the crease. Once I'm happy with how that looks, then I'm using a smaller bullet shaped brush to add some of that same shadow down along the lower lash line, and I'm just making sure to connect it on the corner so that it blends up into the shadow in the crease. Then I'm taking Low Blow, which is similar to the shade that I used before, it's just a little bit deeper, and I'm adding this into the crease too, but not blending it up as high as the previous shade. I got a question on my last video using this palette asking if you could use it without doing a smoky eye, and yes you can indeed. I would use Sauced or this shade here, Low Blow, and with a very light hand I'd add a little of the shadow into the crease solely for some definition, and then I'd add some mascara and leave it at that. Perhaps a little along the lower lash line too, but nothing much. I'd just use enough to create some depth to the eye. Next then I'm taking Ember, and I love this shadow. It's a purpley bronze and it's just so pigmented and kind of creamy. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just lovely. I do get a little bit of fallout with this shade, so I'm using a cotton pad to catch any excess product. I then decided that the lid was a little too dark compared to the colours in the crease, so I wanted to have those shades fade a little more seamlessly into one another, and that's why I've taken Cayenne and added that into the mix. So I'm just blending this into the crease, but still being a little bit fussy, I decided to add the smallest amount of ashes in there as well. I added this into the deepest part of my crease and very softly blended it out, and I just thought Ember and ashes went particularly well together. Then I'm going around the edges once more just to make sure that they are nice and soft. Moving back to the lower lash line for a moment, I decided to pack the shade Ember right into the lash line with that same C-shaped brush that I used before. And then to add some depth to the look, I'm taking this black eyeshadow from Kiko because the palette doesn't have a black, and I'm just adding this along the upper lash line to add some depth, but to also help conceal the band of the lashes that I'm going to apply in a moment. And I'm also taking this shadow only a small bit down along the lower lash line too, just on that outer corner. For the waterline, I'm using Torch, again like the other Urban Decay liner that's part of the collection. I just think it's such an unusual shade, gorgeous and unlike anything in my collection. I've now applied the Penny's Double Trouble lashes and I've just wet my brush with a little water and I'm reapplying that highlight shade Ounce, this time around the tear duct to add a little pop to that area. And finally I'm adding my all-time favourite mascara to my top and bottom lashes, and then that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and found it helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.